All right. As y'all see, my boy Adam Nutter's here. But before I dive into that conversation, which I feel like is going to be really fun, I haven't had like a chill conversation in a while. So we're gonna have a good time here. So expatmoneysummit.com is where you want to go. October 7th through 11th, expatmoneysummit.com is a free conference online only put on by Mikkel Thorup, host of the Expat Money Show and a highly sought after expat consultant with over 2 decades of experience. Discover why international diversification is a must for those looking to preserve their liberty and wealth. Learn everything you need to know about crafting your perfect plan B, how to quickly acquire a second passport, diversify your finances offshore, invest in international real estate, and get in depth insights on geopolitics from world renowned experts. Speakers include Dr. Ron Paul, Doug Casey, Scott Horton, Tom Woods, Mark Faber, Tom Luongo. So go to expatmoneysummit.com and sign up for your free tickets for the conference October 7th through 11th online. It's free, so go to expatmoneysummit.com and maybe you'll learn something. Libertarianinstitute.org is having their fund drive right now, and we are raising all the big bucks to keep people like me on the air. We have Jeremy Hammond writing books. We have Kim Robinson writing articles. We have Keith Knight doing podcasts. We have Kyle Anzalone, Scott Horton, all of us. So keep us employed at the libertarianinstitute.org. Go to the fund drive. We have $10,000 of matching donations at the moment, so you can double your money if you go to libertarianinstitute.org/donate. So head on over there and give us a few bucks. Keep us rolling. All right, man. What's going on, dude?
No, it's funny. I almost wore my Libertarian Institute shirt to the gym today. That's really funny. But I couldn't find it. It's somewhere in my house. I don't know where it is. So I was like, AnthonyWard.com shirt will do.
That'll work.
We'll go with that. What's
That'll
going on,
work.
man? I feel like I haven't talked to you like in a sit down forum in a while.
Yeah, just one on one. It's been a bit. Yeah, it's been like probably a
Yeah.
year where it was just you and
Yeah,
I.
dude.
Over a year, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I mean, you know
But
how it goes. You get caught up and you're doing stuff and you got things on your mind and you're like, man, I really just want one of these kind of chill kind of conversations. And I'm like, oh shit, I haven't had just Adam on for a while. So how's comedy
yeah,
going?
good, busy. I got shows. Actually, I'm taking like next 2 or 3 weeks off. I'm just fucking so tired. But September 27th, I'm back. Actually doing a spot in my home and New where I live in Pennsylvania in Newtown. I'm doing like it's like 5 minutes from not even 5 minutes from my house. It's a walking distance from my house, but I cannot wait for
Wow.
that one. So
Nice.
I'm just gonna, yeah, so I'm gonna go do that. So I got stuff coming up. Everything's go on my social media and I post all my shit. But it's going well. It's fun. I'm
Are
always
you
having a
still
good
planning
time doing
on
it.
are you still coming to Texas
I believe so. Yeah.
in
I think it's like
September?
the end of I think it's October now. I think it's gonna move
October?
back at the end of October. I think. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the goal. So I love going down to Texas. It's so much fun. Hanging out with
Yeah, let me
everybody
know
down
when
there
you're
is always
let me
fun.
know
It's
when
always
you're
a
in
good time.
Houston. Houston's like 2 hours away. I'll make a point to be there.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I know. I think they want me doing like Austin, Houston, like that, like a few cities. I think I'm gonna do. So that would be fun as shit to meet up with you down there again and hang out.
Yeah. Are you doing the mothership?
No,
No.
no,
You gotta
I have no connection to the
you gotta sign up
button.
for Kill Tony? Come on, you gotta sign up for Kill Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I am a veteran of Kill Tony. Technically, I did it in Philly like 7 years
Oh,
ago.
oh, you've been
I think.
on?
Yeah, so they used to tour,
Right.
and they came to Helium in Philly, and I made it. I think I made it because like the managers are like we know some of the guys, so like they kind of like probably
Mm.
gave him a little like a bit of a hint of who to pull out of the bucket. But like yeah, this is like 8 years ago, around maybe 7, but it was fun. I did well. But I'm so much better 10 years later. Like, it's like I
Oh
wish I could do
yeah.
it now.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like
I
I'm
mean,
still
you
relatively
might get a
fresh.
golden ticket this time, like, and then you can just go on whenever you're in town.
Yeah, I know it's really not a bit. I should fucking just do it. What's the harm? I don't get pulled. Like I'm not gonna bomb, so like it's a minute. I'll just
Right.
give my best minute joke that I know is gonna
Yeah.
fucking crush, and I'll just do that.
Well, as you know,
Be
I'll
a
write
hack.
you a joke, dude.
I know. Yeah. I love getting random like quips from you, being like, "That is funny." Like I told you, you should just do it open mic.
Dude, I'm not doing it. I'm 40 years old. I'm 40. I'll be 45. I'll be 45 in 2 weeks. I'm not doing it. Like, I just like, I think I would get along with everybody just fine, but it's just way too late in my life to like start pursuing comedy.
Dude, the biggest annoying thing is like if people find out like I'm not like a fucking cuck lib, they're like I'm like shunned like a lot of places. Like they hate me right away.
Dude, I should have sent this to you because I said something on a podcast the other day, and I think it was probably one of the funniest things I ever said. But the dude, Jason Marinchuk, he pulled up a freaking picture of Blair White and Alex Jones together. Like, and Alex Jones got his arm around Blair White, and I was like, "Fucks like a man, feels like a woman." I swear, like that could be something good going on.
That's
there.
good. That is good. I hate doing bits on podcasts. I'm not going to do the bit, but like I've been doing this premise lately of like transgender athletes in sports, and I'm like, listen, I'm not here to tell you what I believe and don't believe. All I'm here to tell you is that I'm a gambler, and all I'm saying is we're leaving easy money on the table for not taking a team of trans like, athletes. I'm like, if Duke has two trans athletes on the team, I'm laying Duke every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you not? It's great.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. I saw the Fallon Fox fight in the UFC, man. I don't need any more convincing than that.
Well, no, what's funny about Fallon Fox thing is like, he was beating up like, or she, whatever you want to say, was beating up like shitty fighters.
That thing.
That thing we'll call a human being was beating up like shitty female fighters. And then I remember Ashley Evans Smith was like, "I'll fight you," and she fucked her up.
Oh, really?
Ashley Evans Smith beat the shit out of him. Yeah, it was fucking great. She was actually talented.
Well, you know about that Brazilian fighter, I think her name's Anna Paulina in the UFC.
Yeah.
Okay, like so some dude tried to mug her in Brazil at a bus stop. Ooh. And she beat that dude's ass.
Dude, Brazil is crazy for like robbery videos. Like
really?
I saw one. Oh, dude, all they do is they pull up on motorcycles and just get out like a gunpoint and like mug people.
I saw they were trying South Africa.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's all the same. All shithole countries, right? So it's like this. They pull up on some fucking old woman, and some guy down the block sees this happening with his pickup truck and just runs him over. I was like, "Let's go!" One for the good guys. Like, but it's crazy, dude. I saw one from Chicago today. It was on Twitter. This guy, three guys walk out of a gas station. This car pulls up. They get out and light one guy up, like excessively shoot this guy. Where it was like, okay, like they lit him up. Then a guy gets out with the fucking fully automatic. It looked like an AK. I couldn't really tell because it was like grainy footage.
Right.
But he's just like letting. I'm like, all right, you got him.
He's down,
like,
dude. You're just wasting money now.
That guy is holed up. He looks like fucking Swiss cheese. He had to be. Had to have been. It was fucking wild. I was like, dude, Chicago, maybe that's Brazil, where South Africa, all third world
maybe
countries.
That's where the left. Maybe that's where the left gets their information about an AR-15 leaving a hole like that big in a person.
Yeah, it's like genuinely, if you shoot somebody 30 times with a rifle, you're going to leave a hole in them.
Yeah, right.
He almost like mag reloaded on the guy. Like that's how much they were shooting him. It was fucking wild. I was like, God damn, dude. All right, we got it. He's dead. We'll move on.
Jesus.
Save those rounds for your other ops.
So you're running into are you running into any people giving you like flack for not being woke? in the comedy scene? How's that going? Is the culture shifting any? Because it feels like it should be, but
Like more so where people just like let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like they won't like harness on the fact of like I'm not like a fucking lib. But I had this guy who I knew for a long time, and like he reached out to my friend who I do my comedy podcast with, and he was like, "You see what I was posting on Twitter? I was posting like anti-Israeli shit, as we all do, you know." And he was like, he married a Jewish chick and has like a Jewish daughter now, and he's like, "I fear for like my family's safety." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up,
oh
pussy!"
come
I'm
on,
like,
dude. What am I
no
gonna make him
one's
laugh to death?
yeah. By the way, he's a comic. Like he's a comic, and he used to be like more like moderate right leaning before he met this like super liberal Jewish chick, of
Ah,
course.
gotcha.
And then
Yeah.
he's also a dude who like couldn't
Fucking
get pussy.
beta. You
Yeah,
just
no, so
fucking
he could,
exposed yourself, you bitch.
dude. He was a dude who like couldn't get pussy, then finally does, and then chameleoned himself to like a woke.
Holy
I'm like, dude.
shit.
I'm like, I heard your old jokes on stage, guy. You're not fooling me. Like, you're not fooling anybody. You know. And then he was like, and then my buddy Neil was like, he's just talking shit on Twitter. Like it's not real life. Like it's not, you know. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's like this isn't. I'm not coming to your home. I'm just being like, hey, Israel probably shouldn't be bombing everything.
Right.
Yeah. That's a pretty fair, I think, a fair thing to say.
Yeah, I think that 3-year-old was innocent.
Yeah. It's like it's this crazy shit like that I gotta deal with all the time. Just sometimes I'm like, dude, go fuck yourself. Like, you know, like I'm also just like super over like that shit coming my way. So I'm like
Right.
at the point now, I'm like, here's the deal. Fight me or shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and entertain you chirping me. Like, I'm just not. I'm also not gonna justify my views to you. I'm not the one coming to you being like, this is what I think. Like, I'm just at a comedy show hanging out. Like, it's
Right.
you coming up to me starting shit. And it's like, again, I'm trying to toot my own horn, but like, I'm a pretty in shape guy, and I don't know, have 15 years of mixed martial arts behind me. I'm like, you're not gonna do shit. So shut the fuck up and move on. Like, like you know, you're not gonna do shit. And it's like I'm just sick of like the back and forth. I'm like, there's no way that like you're brainwashed. You're never gonna believe what I say ever. You're just not. Like you're an adult man. Like if you don't understand the brainwash by now, you're never gonna understand the brainwash. So
Right.
I don't care. Go do you, but stop coming on me and like, yeah, that was gay. Stop approaching me. Stop approaching me.
Please stop coming on me.
That's getting clipped. That's getting clipped. 100% getting clipped. It's 100% getting clipped. It's 100% getting clipped.
You could just, that's what the future of prison is. It's just you get locked in solitary confinement, and you're in the middle of a bukkake party. Just like
That sounds
10
like this
guys
guy's
just
fucking
nutting
dream.
on you.
Dude, I'm also sick of people just like, I'm Catholic, so like I'm sick of people just mocking Catholicism and Christianity like so openly.
Oh yeah.
It's like disgusting because like do that shit with the Muslim religion. See how far you get.
Yeah.
You fucking pussy. Because you know we're not going to do anything. We're just not. You know, but
Yeah.
like you don't want to get Charlie Hebdo, you fucking bitch. So like you're gonna shut the fuck up about
Well,
that. You're not gonna say anything about
you
Judaism.
saw when they did
Judaism
it
either.
in Fort Worth.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like no, you're just gonna.
If you want to make fun of Islam, you come to Texas because people are armed.
True. Like on Instagram, some guy was saying like, remember the Harrison Butker speech, the kicker for the Chiefs, like a few weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago.
That was a good speech. There was nothing wrong with it.
Exactly. So on Instagram today, some guy was like, his wife got brainwashed into a cult, and she like they made her give up her career. I was like, what evidence do you have of that? He's like, that's just what Christian. And I'm like, okay, so none. And I look at this guy's profile picture, and what do you think he looks like? A fat, fucking out of shape lefty, right? And you're like, yeah, of course that's who you are. And then, dude, I was going back and forth with him a little bit, and I was like, hey, don't worry about me. He goes, I feel bad for you. He's like, you're right wing, like Christian lunatic. I go, first of all, I'm right wing. But secondly, I'm like, I'm also not Christian. I'm Catholic, which I understand, whatever. But I was like, you just don't like what I'm saying because like I'm sticking up for like my religion. And secondly, I'm like, you should worry about the fucking scale or your knees, you fat fuck. You know, I'm like, don't worry about me. I'm like, my life is awesome. I have an awesome wife. Worry about your fucking self. He's like, oh, typical hateful Christian making fun of me. I go, yeah, because I don't respect you. I go, I'm not Jesus Christ. He's there to forgive you. I'm there to call you fat. Like, fuck you, dude. I'm sick of the bullshit. Like, I'm sick of being like, oh, because I'm a Catholic, I have to like. I'm not Jesus, dude. I'm not turning the other cheek. Like, he needs some warriors on the ground. I'll be the warrior on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
You know Charles Haywood?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking to him last night. We recorded a podcast last night, and he said the biggest white pill I've experienced in the last few weeks is my kids are starting to use gay as an insult again.
Based.
And I'm like, yeah, he's like, my teenagers are using gay as an insult. And I'm like, that's actually really good news.
So at the gym I go to, again, like, we have like people come here like pretty spanning of like ages and gender, not genders, like nationalities, stuff like that, races. And there's a lot of young kids here, and there's these two young kids, and I think one's for sure a chick, the other is a woman, is a chick, but I don't know what's going on with that. And they were like hugging and like making out. And by the way, that's inappropriate to do at a gym, even if you're a straight couple. Like, don't do that shit. It's like, you don't go to the gym for that.
Yeah, that's not what a gym's for.
It's like, stop, right? It's like, stop doing that. It's gross. Anybody doing that is gross at a gym. I hate it. So I'm just doing my workout, and then I see like three younger dudes who are like in college. I hear them go, bro, you seeing that shit? That was disgusting. I was like, like, they were like trashing it. I was like, all right, good.
You don't even say a word to them. Don't even make eye contact. You just walk by and high five all three of them.
No, I went over to them. I was like, by the way, everything you guys were saying earlier, you're right. And they all started laughing and be like, oh, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because I was older guys. So I was like, all right, it's good to see that it's not like, completely lost in the younger generation. Because like, I'll be 38 in a few months, dude. Like, we're different. Like, we just grew up in that time of like, shut up, fag. That's all you used to do. Like, it just, and like, so I'm glad to see like the younger generations being like, nah, that's still funny. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's fucking hilarious. Are you getting any pushback at actual shows?
Nah, because I have politics, so it's like the political driven joke I have, like trans and sports joke, like that's not even about. It's be the degenerate. There's about right on the joke. I shit. I'll gamble, and I think I won. That's like the main joke. But one person I was like saying like women like compete went but like I'm saying personal opinion, but like it's not even what I said. Like people just want to hear what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't give a shit what you actually say. They hear a trigger word and they're like, you're a white dude with tattoos. You're straight. You can't say that. I'm like, no, I can. What are you gonna do about it?
I just did.
I just did it for 7 minutes. A 7-minute joke about it. And 99% of people laughed because they got what I was talking about. It's like,
it feels like,
it's like, who cares about the one person? Fuck you.
It feels like comedy's kind of
it
feels like comedy's kind of taken a turn, and I don't know, maybe it's just me on the outside looking in, but it feels like shows like Legion of Skanks or Kill Tony are becoming a little bit more mainstream, and maybe people are just tired of all this crap and they're just like, I'm just going to laugh at what's funny and I don't really care,
I think Gillis did a big help for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big deal whenever Saturday Night Live hired him, fired him the next day, and now what, 3 years later they rehired him. That seemed like it was something different. And then it just feels like comedy maybe is paving a path for the rest of us to kind of like follow the wake.
I mean, so that Boston Red Sox player just got suspended for 2 games for calling a guy in the crowd a faggot. I don't know if you saw that or not.
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, so it was a really funny clip. I hate the Red
Sox.
Dude's
probably a faggot.
But you hear the guy in the audience being like, "You need a tennis racket. You need a tennis racket." And he just turns around and goes, "Shut the fuck up, faggot." Suspended 2 games. His jersey became the highest selling jersey in those 2 days.
No shit. No shit. All right,
So
cool.
it's like
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, we're over this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care. Like,
Yeah.
so like, and then you go to the comments on ESPN because ESPN was like suspended for saying a gay slut, and the comments, the majority are like, who cares? You know, like this isn't sports news. Why are you talking about this? Like, it's funny, like whatever. And then you have a few people being like, the bigotry in this country, and we'd be like, shut up, fag. You know, it's like shit like that.
You ever having to do any
So that's good to
spots?
see.
You ever having to do any spots behind like somebody who's up there like preaching and not really doing comedy?
Yeah, that's more like in New York. If you're doing New York spots, like it's not really that much outside of like LA or New York or like you
Oh,
know
really?
like the big. Yeah, even Philly's like doesn't really. You have a few for sure. You have a few like you know bleeding hearts who are gonna preach instead of be funny. But the majority of Philly comics are just like obviously be funny. But you go to New York and it's like, especially during the first Trump presidency, like the 2016, 2017. Oh my God. It was just like echo chamber of self jerking off, like just jerk off chambers of like, you know, like Orange Man bad. It's like, where's the joke? You're just saying the thing that you've been told to think. Like you have no actual thoughts on this, like at all. It's disgusting. Like I hated it so much.
Dude, Eric Nimmer, even though he's like kind of on the outs and I don't think he does comedy anymore, but he used to tour with Owen Benjamin, and he had one of the best Trump jokes I ever heard. So Eric Nimmer was this black guy, and he would tell this joke, and he was like, yeah, Trump's what happens when you back after going black. And I was like, that's a funny fucking joke. That's such
Yeah,
a
that's a good
good
joke.
joke,
That's a good
you
joke.
know? And then he started talking about like, because they always called Trump the orange man, right? So they'd be like, yeah, orange is the new black. You know, he would kind of go down this route.
Right.
And it
Right.
was funny. It was like, oh yeah, that's a good joke. And he wasn't endorsing Trump. He was just making an observation about, and I think people have forgotten that most of what makes comedy funny is the absurd observations you see. Like when you observe
Yes.
something that's extremely absurd, and you're like, but it's the norm, and you point it out to people like, yeah, like y'all do this, every one of y'all does this, and it's weird, it's absurd. Like
Right.
that's what makes most of comedy funny, right? And it's like people have forgotten that.
That's why stereotypes are funny because it's like they
Yeah,
usually do exist.
yeah,
So it's like
caricatures,
we all
stereotypes,
agree
yeah,
on this, but you just don't have the balls to like say it. But we all think it. It's like just say
right,
it. No one cares. Oh, it's only white people that care. By the way, like no one else cares. It's just other whites getting offended on behalf of other people. It's like
right,
why? They
yeah.
don't care. They're laughing. It's like you're the one with the issue. It never made sense to me.
Well, did did you see that that it went viral? It was David Lucas talking about George Floyd. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Dude,
People,
that
oh
was
my god, yeah,
so funny. I wouldn't have
yeah,
choked that. He
so
goes, I
funny.
wouldn't have choked that nigga. I would have shot his ass.
People are so
People
mad at
just
him for
start
that.
walking out of his show, and he's just roasting them the whole time.
But that's what a comic does, though. Like that's like
Yes, it
comedy.
was
It's being
so
like
funny.
it's like pissing people off. Like to like that means you're doing the right thing.
Well, you
I always
remember
say this: the
the old
the
Bill
worst.
Hicks?
Oh yeah,
Where it's
yeah,
like Adolf Hitler had the right idea. He was just an underachiever.
yeah.
Dude, he just
Because like I say this all the time: the worst reaction in comedy is no reaction.
yeah,
Right? Like I'd rather get booed because at least I'm getting like I'm invigorating some sort of feeling in you,
you're tapping into something.
something, right? But if people just like that's the worst, so they just sit there with their like you're like oh my god, like this is so bad. But like you want either people hate you or like laugh uncontrollably. Like there's like the middle ground is like the worst to have. Like that's the absolute worst.
Mm. Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. I can definitely
Yeah.
see that. It's just this kind of ambiguous, kind of like take him or leave him, like whatever. It's just whoever. Yeah. You want to create some sort of emotional like
And like the thing about
go ahead.
Oh yeah, so like the biggest thing about comedy, it used to be like counterculture, and then it just became like the propaganda culture,
Mm,
just like music, right? It used to be counterculture. Now it's like suck my pussy, vote for Biden, and you're like, what?
yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? Like they used to be like, fuck the wars, fuck this, fuck that, and now it's all just like whatever they want to push out. It's so backwards. Where I'm like, that's not what we're doing this for. It's supposed to be like the anti narrative. It just
Mm,
became the narrative. It sucks. I fucking hate it. But now you are right. It does swing. I think it's a fucking pendulum.
yeah.
But like then you see, but then like the Overton window keeps shifting. I don't know. I'm dumb. I don't fucking know like what's gonna happen in 5 years. It might go back super left again. Like, who knows? I
Right.
mean, if we'll see in November.
Yeah,
We'll see
but
what the fuck happens.
but you see that there are a lot of comics that have they've like survived this kind of wave that went
Yeah,
left. And so it's possible to just kind of like ride it out, you know? Um
yeah.
I mean, I- they who have they tried to cancel? They tried to cancel a few people, but
Everybody like
it doesn't seem like it's worked too well, except for what that one guy that liked to jerk off in front of people.
Louis C.K. But
Yeah.
he still sells out everywhere, dude.
Oh,
Like
is
that's
he
the thing.
still
He still
touring? Like, because I
yeah.
last I heard he showed up at Skankfest one year and he killed,
Yeah.
and then he just kind of disappeared off my radar. I don't know.
No, he still sells out everywhere he goes because people are like, first of all, if you know anything about that story, it's complete bullshit. Like it is bullshit.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
I agree.
creepy. I mean, it's
I agree. It's bullshit.
it's definitely weird. Like I wouldn't do that, but it's not like what they made it out to be.
Yeah,
It's like it's more like, dude, what are you doing? It's more one of those like, come on, that's
he's got this weird fetish,
it's like,
and he's
yeah,
just
it's
kind
like,
of.
yeah,
I
it's like
mean,
again,
you know,
but what they made it out to be, they made it out to be like he was like locking women in rooms, like
yeah,
like vault locks and being like, ah, it's
yeah,
like
no,
it's
no,
not what was happening. Again,
no. It
it's
was.
two
I
different
mean,
things.
he just had this kind of weird fetish, and then you got to realize who you're talking about too, because and as part of like what's attractive about comedians to me and what I like about comedians is they're strange, they're weird. Like
Yeah,
my favorite comedians are like the weirdest people in the world, like Doug Stanhope. Like he's one of the
yeah.
strangest
Doug's
people
the
in the
best.
world. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
hilarious. And or
so funny.
Sam Kinison. I remember at 12 years old, my parents had the cassette tape of Have You Seen Me Lately, Sam Kinison.
Yeah, yeah.
And he ends with the freaking the homosexual necrophiliac joke.
Such a good bit.
Dude, it's
Such a
one of
good
the
bit.
funniest fucking things. And I'm 12 years old and I'm rolling on the floor laughing. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this guy talking about? But and just the way he leads up to it, give the story to me. Like just creepy as fuck, like
Yeah, no, that's such a good. And it's funny because a lot of old comedy doesn't hold up, but like that bit holds up for
oh,
sure.
that
Like,
bit's hilarious.
yeah,
And
it's
oh,
so funny.
it is bit about Jesus not being married because no wife would let
Yeah,
you
that's
disappear
right.
for 3 days.
Yeah,
You those losers. They're not
yeah,
losers,
that's a
they're
good bit too.
disciples. They're
Yeah, that's a good bit
losers.
too. Yeah, that's a good bit too.
That's such
Yeah,
a
dude,
good bit, man.
such a good bit. I know. Yeah, but there's
I've
no. Oh,
actually
talk about
told that joke in church and got a
kind of like.
laugh and got
Yeah,
a
of course you
laugh
did. Of course you did, because it's fucking funny.
because it's
There's another
hilarious.
thing. There's another thing that does annoy me though about like comics who like now they're saying like beige. It's like where were you 4 years ago when this wasn't popular though? Like there were guys who were doing it the whole time, but then there's like some people who are just doing it now because I can grift it on. It's like no, dude, I see through that. Like you didn't have the balls to do it 4 years ago. Now you're doing it because it's safer. I'm like that's a pussy move. Like you're
Yeah.
not like a fucking a trailblazer. Like you're a fucking follower. Like that shit pissed me off. Like there's a few comics, but like that's annoying because this is the same guys who will go back in 4 years to being like shut up and Libby when that's the norm. Like it's that shit pisses me off. So it's like be who you are, be genuine. Stop with this fucking back and forth shit. It just is grift. I hate that shit so much.
The- Yeah, but there's such they're I try to ignore that type of shit because there are such good comedians coming out now, you know. And you see so much of it coming out on Kill Tony now. Kill Tony's made such a great name for itself, and just giving spotlights to guys like Cam Patterson, who kills it every fucking week. And I remember he came out one week and he did a joke, and he freaking he it was shit. Like he hadn't worked it out enough. He came back the next week, told the exact same joke, but he had fucking tightened it up, and it was just killer. And you know,
Yeah.
you're watching these guys that are doing the work that are like that, and it's like, oh, okay, these are the guys that George Carlin was talking about. Like, just go do everything, show up to open mics everywhere you can, and just work through the material. Like, even if you're getting booed off stage, like you're getting those reps in.
So we run like a monthly, sometimes bi-monthly show in Philly. It's like our show. And that's where I'll like work out new shit because like I don't care. But like if I'm going someplace that's like paying me well, like you're not gonna you try new shit, but like you want to surround it with like hits, you know?
Yeah.
Because like then like it's unprofessional. You feel like you're not delivering, and people will be like, "What the fuck, dude? Like I paid you like $1,000 or like whatever to be here, and you're like bombing." And it's like yeah. So like for like bits like for like shows like that, I'll do like stuff that works, some new stuff, stuff that works. I'll sandwich it. But like the shows we do that ourselves, I'll just do like 10 minutes of brand new shit. Like it might all suck. But I'm like, whatever. It's my show. Like I'll be here again like in 2 weeks. Like,
You gotta
know
do you gotta do like the day the laughter died part 2, and just do 2 hours
yeah.
of bombing like Andrew Dice Clay did. Like,
Dude, that was wild. That was wild. I can't believe that's the thing. Like that is truly crazy.
it's like one of his most memorable shows too, because he just goes up there and he just freaking bombs the entire time.
The best is just hearing the silence of the audience.
Fucking joke.
You could just see like you could hear the silence in the audience. It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's really like it makes me cringe. I'm like, oh
but
my
it
God.
makes you laugh because it's so
yes,
cringe.
Yes, yes. Because as a comic, I'm like, dude, I would have been like, okay, boom, like I'm out of here. Like I don't know how the fuck he did it. I genuinely do not. But yeah, it's funny listening to.
That's some like
you're
Andy
laughing
Kaufman
so
shit.
It really was. It was like fifth dimension, like 5D chess shit.
Yes. and that was the one guy they tried. People tried with all their might to cancel Dice, and they couldn't cancel him. There was nothing that could be done to Dice. He's just a legend. He's just a freaking monster.
Yeah. The funny thing about Dice is like that was just like a bit he used to do in his bit, like the Dice character, and then it got so popular. He's like, I guess this is me now.
Yeah.
It's like Larry the Cable Guy. Right?
Yes.
His name is Dan Whitney. His name's Dan Whitney. Larry the Cable Guy was a character he would do in his act. And then that was the people just like do that. And he's like, all right, and now I'm Larry the fucking Cable Guy. Like it's crazy how that works sometimes. But like to me, like I couldn't do that because I'm like, this isn't who I am. Like it's just I'm probably a dummy because like I would lose out on money. But it's like I'm like it's not genuine to me. I just want to be me and just say what I want to do. Like I don't want to like fall into like a pigeonhole myself.
But it is crazy because like I mean, like I said, I'll be 45 in a couple of weeks, and I've been following comedy pretty closely since I was 12. When I ran into Sam Kinison, like that's the last thing a 12-year-old should be listening to. You don't don't give your 12-year-old Sam Kinison to listen to.
No, but I was listening to like George Carlin at 12 and shit like that, like Richard Pryor. Like I would listen to old stuff when I was younger too, and like also the 90s comics and stuff. Like, right, so it's like
but this was 92, so this was only 3 years after Have You Seen Me Lately came out.
Right.
My parents bought it on cassette. I don't know why, because they've never been. They like comedy. I mean, they do like to laugh, but they're not like I am about it. They're not like memorizing like different bits and just laughing about it at random. Like you ever seen that movie Boondock Saints?
Love Boondock Saints.
God, Boondock Saints is one of the greatest movies. It's such a cult classic. It's such a great movie.
Best.
But so I'm at work today, and somebody said something about cake, and I don't know why.
Such a great movie.
But that scene that the scene that popped into my head, I was just like, I just kind of, I didn't even look up, but I was just kind of standing there and I was like, I'll have a Coke. And my manager just started laughing. He just started laughing. He's like, dude, I fucking hate you. You cannot put that in my head in the middle of a freaking work day. And I was just like, all right, whatever.
Every time I hear something about cake, I think of Django and DiCaprio's character when he's like, some white cake. That always makes me fucking laugh. Have a piece of my white cake. Also, another random line that no one knows what I'm talking about. Ever see The Congo, the movie The Congo?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it was like a 96 movie. It was bad, but it was so bad it was good. It was this gorilla from like America is like with like an American team, like could do sign language, and they go to the Congo for I don't remember the reason why, but there was like an evil scientist and a bunch of like evil gorillas. Okay, it's a ridiculous premise, but please go watch the movie. Anyway, Ernie Hudson's in it, and he plays like a African warlord, and they have to like go to the warlord to get like passage to go to like the other part of the Congo, whatever. But Tim Curry's in the movie too, and Tim Curry plays like a douchebag character, like a scumbag.
So funny,
dude, the best. But he plays like an asshole in the movie, right? Like the not the villain, but like the asshole on the scientist team, and they're in the warlord's office, and he just keeps eating like the sesame cake. And Ernie Hudson's character goes, "Do you like my sesame cake?" And it's like full of his mouth. He's like, "Yes, it's very good." And he goes, "Okay, stop eating my sesame cake." I'll just rip that out. He's like, "What the fuck is that?" I'm like, never mind. It's for the Congo.
Well, it sounds like a really bad prequel to what do you call it? Oh shit, Planet of the Apes. So I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Dude, it's so bad, but it's so good because it's so bad.
It's right? Like Happy Texas. Like, you ever seen Happy Texas?
No.
Dude, it's horrible and it's hilarious all at the same time.
I'm gonna look it up when I go home.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go watch it.
What's the premise on it?
It's like these two guys are like bank robbers, but they're just these bumbling fools, and they stumble into this little town called Happy Texas. And they just, like I think one of them, if I remember right, one of them becomes mayor or something like that. It's just like this ridiculous like storyline. I haven't watched it in years, but I just remember I just sitting there laughing so hard watching this movie. Like, what the fuck am I watching? What is happening here?
I don't know if this is like we're getting old thing, but like I have a really, and I think there's a lot of reasons, but like I have a really hard time like consuming new content.
Like, yeah, I don't watch a lot of new stuff.
Care because it's mostly woke shit or just bad.
Yeah,
and I'm just sick of it. So like anything I like assume it's going to be woke or like an agenda, and I'm like I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole. It's like I just watch reruns of old shit. I'm like that's also probably like an anxiety thing. I don't know. But like, I just can't. I have a hard time being like, oh, like people are like, oh, you have seen this new show? I go, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna watch it. Like, I'm just not gonna watch it. I know I'm not gonna watch it. Like, I'm just all about like football and like old shit. It's like sports and old shit. It's all like UFC, football, the Yankees, the Rangers.
Dude, I cannot watch football. I just can't. They've changed the rules so much.
You're not wrong.
And I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm watching. I'm just like, this isn't like I grew up watching like the 85 Bears, like I know. It's like, what am I looking at? Like,
dude, I mean, listen, I grew up playing safety. I still grew up in the era where I could fucking crush people. Like there was no
like Ronnie Lott bullshit, right? Cut off his fingers so he could play in the Super Bowl.
So badass.
It's like, what the fuck am I watching?
My favorite player ever is John Lynch, and he used to fucking house motherfuckers.
John Lynch was a bad dude.
Dude, I grew up. That's why I grew up playing safety. Because I watched John Lynch. I was like, I want to do that. He's literally my inspiration of why I play safety for fucking 12, 13 years.
Right.
Because I was like, that's me. I would emulate him. I'd be like, boom,
Yeah, I didn't even want to play. I didn't even want to play
game.
football. I wanted to play special teams because I used to watch Bill Bates and go at full
So much fun.
speed, just kill people.
Dude, I demanded to play kickoff and punt because I was like, I want to run down the field. They're like, but you're the starting. I go, I don't care. Put me on kickoffs. I'm running down the field.
just once per game, I want to level a dude. It's a full speed.
It's so much fun. But dude, I have season tickets for the Giants, and like I like going because I go with my dad and like go like it's fun to like do that with my father and stuff. But like it's watching football is definitely not as fun as it used to be. But I still love it. I still definitely like watch every game. Like I still am a cuff for the NFL. They got me by the balls 100%. Because this is what I tell like other guys. I'm like, listen, I know everything's fake and gay, but can I just have something, please? I like, like, like I get it, but I like it. Let me just enjoy football. Like, stop rooting for me. Like, I know, I know in my brain, but like, I don't want to just stop it because then I have nothing. Like,
Yeah,
like I can't.
Yeah, no, it was when they changed the rules about hitting a receiver over the middle. That's whenever I was like, that's when I was like, I'm not watching this anymore. Because to me, that was like the most fun thing to ever watch. Was when a receiver's going over the middle and a safety just comes in and breaks up the freaking pass.
Dude, Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher. Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher couldn't play in today's game.
Oh no. Well, I mean, like Mike Singletary, like Lawrence Taylor. Like these legends,
yeah, exactly.
Larry Zonka,
legends. Yep. Legends. Yeah.
Like remember when Walter Payton would take a handoff and he would break all the tackles and he would be like 20 yards into a run and he would turn around and he would go back and grab a dude by the face mask and drag him into the end zone with him. Like like you could not get away with that stuff today. It was just a different game. It was more brutal, more barbaric.
Watching highlights of Earl Campbell intentionally run into people is the best.
Yes. Or even back like Christian Okoye.
Yeah.
That dude would like like or Haywood. Was it Craig Haywood?
Charles Haywood.
Haywood.
No, that's yeah. Yes. yeah.
Ironhead. He played for the Saints. Yeah, I mean, he would look like like a bag of flab out there, but he would just freaking run over. Herschel Walker, that was like fun watching Herschel back in the day before he went to Minnesota.
Dude, Mike Allstott.
Yes,
from the Bucks.
Yeah,
love Mike Allstott. Just fullback, just running people over. Dude, now they have the hip drop tackle flag, which is, by the way, the hip drop tackle isn't a real thing. They made that up. That's called tackling somebody. Like that's the tackle. Like, what are you talking about? Like, imagine trying to tackle Rob Gronkowski and you're a cornerback. What are you supposed to do? Not like drop your weight? Like, that's how you get him down.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's a flag. That's a flag now. Like, what do you mean that's a flag? So just don't play defense. Just go out there on offense and just see how far you can throw the ball at every single play. And like that's the game now. It's like, yeah, I agree with you, but I'm still gonna watch it.
But you're never gonna get like games like the Snow Bowl when it was like the Bears versus the Packers. It turned out 6-3.
They canceled the playoff game, remember? Or the regular season game last year? Or you don't watch it, but they canceled the snow game.
I don't keep up with football.
I might have been a playoff game. My brain is fucking fried from brain trauma. But like, I think it was a playoff game, and they were like, "It's too snowy," and I'm like, "Okay, that's football."
The Snow Bowl was like the best game ever in the history of football.
Dude, Raiders Patriots.
Yeah,
the Tuck Rule game, Snowball. It's like, it does suck. It does suck.
It was was it Detroit? Was the guy? I think it was Detroit, Dallas on Thanksgiving one year. They changed the rule about like touchdowns in like catching the ball in the end zone and like tucking and all. You remember all that?
That was the Des Bryant catch against Green Bay in the playoffs, and they're like, it wasn't a catch. And I was like, I hate the Cowboys because I'm a Giants fan. I was like, he caught the ball.
Dude, he took like 4 steps.
Yeah, he caught the ball. Like, come on. That's crazy. Like, I'm gonna be unbiased. Like I'm a football pure like fan. Like I don't want like people to lose because of like a referee making a bad call. Like that's bullshit. Yeah. Like a few years ago when the Saints were playing the Rams, before I think it's right before the Rams moved or the first year they moved to LA again. and the Saints just cornerback just hits the receiver while the ball is visibly in the air, and they're like, no flag. I'm like, well, now you just lost the Rams the game. It's like, no, it's like it goes both ways. It's like bad officiating ruins all sports. It's like it's a bummer. I hate seeing that. So it's like I just want like the game to be played.
Right. It just feels like it feels like what they're doing is they're trying to make the game more pass heavy so that there's more points scored so that more people watch it. And I understand people like the excitement of the long pass, but there's something so pure about those games that were like 9-6, like it was just,
dude,
you're watching this defense just put it on a team.
Yeah, like first of all, ESPN used to run a segment called Jacked Up every Monday night before the Monday night game about the biggest hits of the weekend. That went away. That sucks. Like, it's just not, it's not as fun. It's definitely not as fun. It just is what it is, though. What do you, I mean, my conspiracy theory, by the way, of why they're making like all the defensive rule changes is because they're trying to branch out so much to the world. And the rest of the world is so far behind us where they're like, well, if we want everybody to be like equals, like we're going to have to almost eliminate defense. It's like, that's not football, but okay. Like that's just a different sport now. That's the sport of football.
And I don't think that's right. If you ever like sat down and watched rugby, that shit's brutal, man. That's like watching
way worse.
Yeah, man. They still wearing leather like straps on their heads,
Like, they were shit. And you have like some 6'8" New Zealander.
Yeah, like right. They're out there doing the haka before the game, and it's like fucking. It's awesome.
So this is my opinion on the haka. I think it's cool they do it, but if I'm an opposing team that's not a New Zealand team, like if I'm an American team, I'm not going to respect your culture. I'm gonna be like, that's gay. Like this is sports. We're supposed to like get into each other's heads. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, interesting, you're threatening me with your old war dance. I'd be like, that's what I would do.
Well, here's the way I look at it, right? So Alexander Volkanovski leaves the country and comes to the US and he wins the world championship at 145, goes back, and in the airport they do the haka for him, right? When Dustin Poirier just fought Islam Makhachev and he lost in the 5th round. Islam caught him in a fucking choke and was able to put him away. Great fight. When he showed up, those coon asses gave him freaking rice and gravy. Hell yeah, man. It's the same shit.
But that's different. That's like a different thing. It's like, again, it's like when they like I remember I watched a clip from, I think it was like USA like unders 20 basketball team versus like another amateur team from New Zealand, and they're doing the to us, and they're all just standing there, and I'm like, curse them out. Like, be American. Like, don't take this shit. Like, I don't care. Like, because it's sports. Like, it's not about like friendliness. Like, we grew up in the era of like, dude, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna beat you into the ground. I'm not gonna be here like, oh, interesting culture you have. I'm like, no, that's gay. Fight me. I'm gonna run you over. I'm gonna fucking slam dunk on your head, you fucking bitch. Like, I don't subscribe to that. Like, I just don't. Like, I think it's cool they do it for themselves. But like, if I was I would be like, no, I'm not sitting here for this. Like, I'm
gonna run up through the middle. I'm gonna kick you in the fucking balls. As soon as you get that little squat pose, I'm fucking kicking you right in the nuts.
I just don't understand. Like, why are we listening to this? Like, no, be like, that's gay. Like, say something. I don't know. Say something. I just hate that.
Well, I know you got a heart out, man. It's we're at like, it's almost 9:30, and I know you got a heart out. I want you to plug, man. I want to let everybody know where you're going to be over the next couple of months, and tell us about your podcast that you're doing, and we'll get you out of here.
Yeah. So everybody just, again, I post on my social media. I post all my dates on my social media. So just follow me on Twitter. I'm never gonna call it X. It'll always be Twitter to me. Follow me on Twitter at Adam Nutter, Instagram at Adam Nutter, TikTok at Adam Nutter Comedy. X is so gay. I hate that he did that. It's the only thing I hate that Elon Musk changed it to X. And go check out the podcast I do with Kyle Vitovic, who's been on your show a bunch of times. You've been on his show a bunch of times. I love Kyle to death. Every Monday night, 5 to midnight. Kyle Matovic, Sam Urban, Typo, and Luke from Biting the Bullet podcast. We all do a live podcast every Monday night called 5 to midnight on YouTube. So please go subscribe to 5 to midnight.
Only one of y'all that hadn't been on my podcast is Luke. I'm gonna have to get him on.
Luke's the best. Luke's
he's
the best.
great, man. When I was on your show, I had a blast talking with Luke.
So much, but we gotta get you back on. It's super fun having you on too, dude. But yeah, so 5 to midnight every Monday night, YouTube. Please subscribe. We're doing well, so we just want some more subscribers. We streamed the Comedians for Kamala thing. Did you see that?
I did not.
If you want to talk about,
was this your last episode?
2 episodes ago.
Okay, I'll have to go back and check it out.
Last one we streamed the Elon Musk Trump interview for as long as we could. Okay. But 2 ago it was the Comedians for Kamala. If you want to hear a bunch of unfunny fucking hacks, lib hacks, not be funny, and just watch us be way funnier, go watch that episode. Comedians for Kamala is what we named it. So go check that podcast. It's available everywhere, audio too. It's a fun time.
And what's your other podcast? You said
right, Cult of Us. I do with it. We took like a 2-3 month hiatus because like I was very busy. He was very busy. So he put out an episode with another comic, and I couldn't make it. So go check out Cult of Us, also available everywhere, youtube.com/Cult of Us. Well, we're gonna start doing them again. We've just been fucking slacking on that one, honestly. But that's on us. That's mainly on me, actually. So but Cult of Us and Midnight on YouTube. Go subscribe, please. And thank you.
You still touring with Robbie?
I just did a show with Robbie in Pennsylvania, actually,
nice.
About a month or 2 ago. It was super fun.
All right, man. Well, man, it's so good to see you doing well, and you're getting your name out there. People are starting to recognize you now, and it's fucking awesome.
Thanks, brother. Very appreciate it.
Yes,
I
sir,
always appreciate coming on the show too. I love talking to you, dude. It's always a good fucking time. Always.
Yeah, we have to do this more often. I just sometimes I forget who I'm supposed to invite.
No, you're all good, dude.
Because I drink. So,
dude, I'm totally sober now with everything. I don't smoke weed anymore. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I know. I stopped. I do nothing. It fucking sucks.
Well, I can say I have had a beer with you, so that's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we'll see you in September, man. Keep me updated on what's going on. And
absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, man. Great having you on. Great chatting with you. We'll have you back on very soon.
Thanks, brother bear. Good seeing you as always.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna stop the recording.